I'm Alexis, CEO of SheTransacts, and we're here with one of our strategic partners, Mark at MindSource, who is going to share with us a little bit not only about what they do, but their philosophy and their approach and why it lines up perfectly with our approach here at SheTransacts. Hi, Mark. Thanks so much for joining us and taking the time to say hello to everybody.
Hey, Alexis, thank you so much for actually having me in this interview.
Cool. Yeah. So, Mark, I think it's really important to start in the beginning. MindSource is such an amazing group, and you guys do so much. But why don't you tell us how MindSource began?
Well, MindSource started back in 1995, right? Dave Clark is actually our founder and one of our owners. He actually started the company because there's a lot of challenges when you're working as a service company, right? There's a lot of process, it's very mundane, right? So what he wanted to do was create a better experience for both employees, but also for your clients. So that's why he started MindSource, right? As a system administration services company, be able to provide services for customers that could be fast and nimble. So when there need to be a change, he had the power to be able to support the customer the way they should be.
Awesome. Yeah, being so customer focused is so important, and I feel like now it's the only way of doing things. So that philosophy and approach that everything at MindSource was founded on very much aligns with what we do here. And you said it started in 1995. Where about? Because we have founders from all over the world.
It's over in Mountain View, California, right? Dave was over in San Mateo, but he started the company over in Mountain View.
Wow. So really here in Silicon Valley and at a very historic time, which is so interesting. I'm sure that could be a whole separate interview.
Oh, yeah.
Like that. Mm-hmm. Well, awesome. And tell me a little bit at MindSource, as we're working with a lot of founders at various stages of their product, starting from idea, pre-seed, seed, Series A, and beyond. What is some of the reasons you guys are excited about working with the founders here, and how you really are of service to them?
I think all of us like to help other people out, right? It's because we've gone through a lot of the challenges, and a lot of times when you're on your own, it's very scary, right? It's really scary when you're on your own because you're only taking stuff from what you've heard from other people, whether they're right or wrong, you don't know. You're looking on Google, you're searching all this stuff of what do I do in this situation? But a lot of times we like to help people out because we've gone through that. We've gone through the growing pains, right? We've gone through, trying to raise capital, right? Do you need to raise capital, right? Because most of the time people don't know if they do or not, right? And then do you truly have a product? How do you make a product scalable that can be commercialized to the customers, right? And again, it goes back to helping people out, right? I think it's something that we need to do because the more valuable products we have on the market, the better for all of us at the end of the day.
That's so true. And you guys have such great insight, and it's like, let's not reinvent the wheel. Having you as a resource and something that you're able to tap into as a founder and connect with you, Mark, and your team. Everybody at the team's amazing. It's not just Mark. How big is your team?
Over at the corporate level in Mountain View, we have around 17 employees on the corporate side. So they're all distributed around the Bay Area, right? People are living over in up north of Bay Area, south of Bay Area, but now it's 100% remote, right? So people are kind of relaxing at their homes, but most of us are over at Mountain View.
Okay, fantastic. But being remote, we could be anywhere. We could be talking to you from Singapore or wherever our companies are, which is super exciting. Tell me a little bit, like, in terms of a founder, what should they be thinking about? Or more importantly, what are they possibly not thinking about? The blind spots that you and your team are available to help them discover and find?
It's like all of us are sensitive, right? We want to make sure that we're very prideful people, right, as human beings. And so what tends to happen is, what is your first thing you have to do, understand your organization? What do you want out of your product, your company, right? If you're just only thinking product, right, then you got to step out of the bubble and think of a company. Is this a real company, or is this just an idea that I like, right? Is looking at, are you doing the right steps and taking your emotions out, right? One of the things I think we all need to do, and I need to become better at as well, is how do I remove my emotions? And how do I actually just look at the facts and go through that process? And that's something that we could actually help support a lot of the cohorts with.
Is there anything, Mark, that you want to share about MindSource and why you guys are so excited about the initiative of what we're doing, our HER philosophy, which is doing it with humanity, empathy, and responsibility? I know we connect on so many levels, but let's talk just about the big picture and why you guys chose to work with us and our founders.
Let's talk about the exciting part first, right? Like why, obviously, we're really close with you guys, right? I know Dave's known both of you for a while. Yeah. And there's a lot of trust, and you guys are very innovative. One of the things is, as humanity, we're supposed to be all equal. We're supposed to all have the same opportunity. Yeah. But guess what? That's not the reality. That is not the reality. And because that's not the reality, what you guys are doing is exciting. You guys are creating a program to help fill that gap. Now, will the gap be filled? No, it's going to take, it's going to take another couple hundred years in my mind. We're rapidly moving there, and it's because of people like you. People are making an impact. They're actually taking their time and creating programs to help these women entrepreneurs. Yeah. Right? That's why we're excited, because we believe in that, right? We believe everybody should be equal. It shouldn't be about who you are. It needs to be about what you could bring to the table. They shouldn't care if you're a woman or man or your color, right? Or what language you speak. It should be about the product. It should be about your company. But it's not. That's a reality. Now, given, there are a lot of people that are very equal, and they do want to help out. Yeah. But guess what? It's not 100%. And because of that, you want to make sure that you're going through everything. You guys are doing that, and that's why we're excited. That's why we're on board.
What are the types of things, like, do you want a founder to do maybe before they talk to you, or some things they can do on their own to prepare for really taking advantage of the time and connecting with you at the ideal moment in time?
Getting all the information that they have about their company, right? What the information they know, bring more data, right? If you bring more data, then we could provide, more ideas, right? That's the thing. Without any data, we have to go off of the founder's word and what they're telling us at that moment. And that could actually, obviously we're not going to make a decision on the first time we have a conversation with somebody. We're going to keep doing assessments of the company, right? Bring financials, right? Bring up your product roadmap. If it's a product, bring your product roadmap, right? Bring your ideas, bring the challenges that you faced already, and then bring all the good ideas that you've already thought about, that you've already implemented and worked, right? And it goes back to information. Bring as much information into the first conversation, so that could actually help us actually create a roadmap.
That's amazing. And for all the founders, just know, and we want to remind you that when you're in the platform, all those questions that Iggy has been asking you in the system, Iggy will actually be able to put together a due diligence document or narrative. That's a great piece that you can, even if it's not complete, don't worry, you can take that document that's automatically pulling all the information that Iggy's been asking you and share it with Mark or his team on that first call or going into it. Because again, all this information, real-time data, we really need it so that not only Iggy can provide you the right insights and connect you to the right experts such as Mark, but Mark and his team can give you those human insights as well, which are so valuable with all your experiences you guys have. So just wanted to remind founders, it's there. Don't overstress, as long as you've been answering those questions. And if not, of course, bring anything additional for Mark and the team.
And Alexis, I think one of the things that I think it's going to be important. One of the most important things is being open. Yeah. Because a lot of times, we actually are very sheltered people, right? We keep close mind. We don't want to reveal all the information. We're always, it's hard to be trusting because a lot of times we've been burned, right? We've been burned as whether employees or owners. We have been burned by so many people, and it's it'll take time, but try to be as open as possible, open-minded of actually accepting help. Because most of the time we're not used to it. Usually, we're like, okay, why is this person helping me out? What do they want out of this, right? Right. What's that monetary value that they want out of me? Yeah. Right? It's just, and I know it will be difficult for everybody, but that's one of the first steps. You have to start accepting help as an owner, because you cannot run a business by yourself, right? Yeah.
That's so important. And I think it happens to founders a lot, especially as we're pitching or we're getting a lot of no's, is those guards or those burns can add up, and it can sometimes, cause us to be very tight or close knit with some of the truths of where we're at, and just know that all of the partners that we have at SheTransacts, like Mark and at MindSource, we have mutual NDAs. You're in a safe zone. This is not somebody that you have to worry about with, stealing ideas or anything like that. We've got you covered, and that's partially why we only interview and let you know who's truly vetted and who is ready to dive in and help you right now when you're ready. Because I think we have to create that safe zone, that trust, and just talking about it and being able to ask any questions that you may have, always initiate the conversation, ask and be open. I think that's so important. This is why we're here.
I think some of them are getting misguided by friends.
Yes.
That's the problem. And then I think friends, it's easy to spend somebody else's money.
Yeah.
But when it's your own, would you give the same advice? And that's, I think they need to understand, right? It's like, okay, yeah, I could go hire 30 people, resources.
Yeah.
But what is in it for me? I'm going to be, I won't be able to eat for the next month. I have to go sell my house type of thing. And those are the things that I don't think they're thinking about. Burn, it's hard to trust people, right? It's very hard to trust people. And I don't blame them if they come off rude or they come off hesitant. Yeah. I'm okay with that, right? That's what we're here for, guy. I think people don't realize is people always think, hey, am I getting charged for this, or what's in it for them, right? Type of thing.
Right.
And it's hard for people to think, hey, they're volunteering, they're helping people out, they're helping me out. It doesn't happen. And I don't blame it. I never take offense to any of it.
Tell us a little bit about some of the companies that you've worked with and helped over the years.
Well, if you get to really think about a lot of the enterprise, Fortune 100 companies, we've worked with most of them, right? I can't name some of them, right? Yes. It's just we've helped a lot of startups around the Bay Area and also around the world. Actually, whether coming from inception to release on the products, or if they're a service company, help guided them. And also we've actually built some pretty fun little products that you guys are using on the software side, right? A lot of times our kids are using some of the platforms that we've actually helped build as well.
That's amazing. Now, getting to the things that you guys have built. So we've got founders going through fundraising. So being able to have some strategic third-party input with you guys, being able to look at their roadmaps, their projections, some of their strategy on the idea early stage side is one way to start to form a relationship with you guys at MindSource. But as they go into product, or if they already have a product or about to put a product out, maybe that beta or MVP, can you tell us a little bit how you help during that stage?
Really, I think one of the first things, like I think I mentioned earlier, is first, if I want to raise money, do I need to raise money? Most of the time, we just want that money. Oh, hey, I could get $100,000 or $1 million. Hey, I could do all this stuff. Hold on, put the brakes on real quick. First of all, do you need to do that, right? Do you need to do that? What happens is the faster you move, that's a higher risk for you as well. Mostly if you don't have a plan. And the thing is, if you created a plan, you got to ask yourself, have you actually reached out to other people to validate your plan? Right? That's in your industry.
Yeah.
Right? And then that's in your industry. Have other people validate your plan. Because what ends up happening is you don't want to take on investment dollars for like $1 million. Guess what? You're $1 million in debt already. Right away, that second, right? And if you can't execute, that puts it you're going to be stressed out. And one of the things is you want to be able to evolve at the right time. You don't want to rush things.
Yeah.
Right. You want to do things fast. Yeah. Sometimes, guess what? You do need that capital. But make sure that you know what you're going to be spending that money on and what the ROI is going to be for the investors. And then what type of investment are you doing? Is it a loan, right? Is it equity? Are you selling equity? Are you doing profit shares? You really have to think about that. There's different options for you.
I think that's such a valuable piece that we are glad that you brought up and are so important, because a lot of times people just autopilot. They read something on Medium or on a post and it's like, okay, if you're a founder and you're fundraising, this is what you need to do. But they don't talk about the step of deciding, do I need to fundraise? So it can be something that gets overlooked and is actually the most important step.
Yeah. And also some of you will actually be working full time. Or this might be your full-time job.
Yeah.
So really look at that. And one of the most difficult things is going from, when do I actually leave my job now and commit this to 100%? guess what? When you actually take somebody else's money,
Yeah.
they are relying on you to be over 100% committed.
Yeah. These are all very valid things. And that's excellent for all of our founders to know that if they haven't been thinking about those things or perhaps validated the plans that they are coming up with, it's never too late to do so. It's an ongoing validation process. So just know you're not behind. Yeah. It's like a living, we always refer to it as like a living document. This is just like continuous due diligence. It's continuous strategy. So being able to have MindSource as a strategic partner that can help you in identifying what that is, in looking at it very strategically, and also coming at it with a wealth of knowledge and insights and helping you along the way is just so valuable. And we're very grateful because it's these kinds of experts that are on your side and on your team here, but you have to take that first step and you have to be open for it to work, for sure. Thank you so much, Mark. This helps us a lot. And as they go through the development of their ideas, we'll definitely make sure that they connect with you in the resources. So as you're working on things and you go to your resource tab, you will see the resource tab updates based on where you are in your due diligence, what you're working on. So as you check that frequently, really every day, and you see MindSource pop up, just remember this conversation, who they are, and if you have any questions, you can be able to reach out through the system to MindSource. Are there any other resources that you want to share, Mark, that we can provide, that they can do on their own if they want to explore a little bit before they reach out?
Yeah, honestly, we're here to provide, I guess, consulting, coaching, guidance, friendship, right? That's what we're here to offer, right? Obviously, our company, we do have a company, right, where we do provide software development services, right, which is professional services. And also we do staffing, right, executive recruiting or contracting, right? Yeah. That's where we make our money. But what we're here for is actually the partnership to help guide people.
Yes.
We want to be able to help out and be able to provide coaching on that too. Is don't think you're going to get charged for the coaching and consulting or anything. We're here to actually have a partnership, and that's what we're doing to provide the support. And the thing is consistency. Keep it consistent, right? If we're only talking once a month, it's really difficult to help out, right? Let's keep it consistent. We're here to support.
That's amazing. And founders, I hope you really understand that this is a rare opportunity. Normally these coaching and consulting side of the business at MindSource is something that higher paying companies are getting with their packages, and there's other services that they are paying them for. So thank you so much, MindSource, for really believing in our founders and their long-term success, which is how we all win together. If you want to look up any more information about MindSource, we'll definitely put in the website for you to connect with them, browse on your own. There's lots of positive reviews and feedback. Feel free to chat in your groups with other founders who have had those consultation calls with you. We've had some that have found their first app creation and developers. We've had people do the strategic planning and realize they had other options available to them. So we're so grateful for all those things you've already shared with our founders and sending a bunch more your way. And thank you so much, Mark. We look forward to having you on another interview soon. I'm sure there'll be lots of things we can talk to you about.
Oh, great. No, thank you so much. And thank you, everybody, for trusting us.